Rob Jones, he's one of our own.
Way so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. Chelsea 2, Fulham 0, and yes, I would be upset if I was a Fulham fan. Let's be completely transparent here, but Chelsea didn't make the decisions. They were the refs, and we look both. I'm going to dissect the decisions that led to the goals, the goal taken away from Fulham as well from the young man Josh King. We're gonna get into it, but Chelsea, they just carried on playing, and they had a couple of absolutely incredible performers in the shape of Yogo Bonito, João, Pedro, scoring a beautiful one-touch link-up play, flicks, clearances off his own defensive line, and Moises Caicedo, for me, being absolutely incredible. We'll talk about Enzo Fernandez dropping an open play, stinker, yet getting 2 goal involvements from non-open play goals, penalty, and of course a corner assist. So much to get into today, guys. Of course, Delap coming off injured as well. Chelsea maybe left real short here, but thankfully the transfer window is still open. Guys, strap yourselves in. We're going to get into this one today. We're going to look at some stats and have a lot of fun, and also, commiserations to Fulham. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing. If you do want to support the content, excuse me, you can hype the video. There are the hype points underneath. I'd be very grateful for you to utilize your hype points for this match review, because it's a massive win going into the international break. 7 points, undefeated, lovely stuff. All right. Fulham are very good, right? They were the last team. They were the last team to beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I think that's... it might just be in the Premier League, or it might just be generally, but they are the last team to do it. They are good. They're a very good team. Marco Silva's a very good coach. They have got a great goalkeeper. They're set up very intelligently. They're robust. They have not benefited from a dearth of transfers. They've signed like no one, I think. He's done very well. He deserves a great deal of praise, and they're a really tough task. And the 2 games previously, they went behind and they came back. So we had to respect them. We had to put right the loss from last season in this fixture, not just make it a draw, make it a win, but multiple goals and a clean sheet because of our new signing, Robert Jones. Proper Chelsea. I'm obviously having a bit of fun here, but you take him when it's given to you. But I have to be honest as well that I'd be upset if I was a Fulham fan. And many of you might be shouting at me now going, what, there was no wrong decisions. And we'll get into it. We'll get into it, man. So let's take a look, shall we? Here are the lineups. Marco Silva's Fulham Leno and goal was excellent. I thought he's an excellent goalkeeper, actually. I wouldn't mind swapping goalkeepers. Back 4 of Sessegnon, Bassey, Anderson, and Tete. Of course, Robinson's not quite ready because he had surgery. I mean, they got a good midfield. The young kid, the Ute, Josh King, the new Josh King in the Premier League, playing behind Muniz, Castagna, and Iwobi. And then they had good players coming on. I mean, I know they haven't made any signings, but these are all good players to a degree for that sort of Premier League middle upper class. Chelsea, Maresca played, Sanchez and goal, unsurprisingly. I think it was an unchanged lineup from West Ham. Some people speculated it might be a bit different. Delap up top went off early with a hammy. We'll talk about player performances in a moment, but let's just look at the statistics here. Chelsea, 55% possession. There was spells where Fulham had a lot of the ball. I think we're probably 2-0 up then. We kind of let them have it a little bit. Expected goals, we had 2.39. Of course, one of those will be a penalty. We did. Now, this is important, guys. 3 big chances to their 0. Of course, we'll talk about their disallowed goal in a moment. But we still were very good in open play. And when we went 2 goals ahead, we capitalised and played very well. They had 4 goalkeeper saves. Like I said, Leno was very good in goal. Chelsea didn't play amazingly, but we also showed professionalism when needed. There was some excellent defending. We'll talk about player performances. And I think Like, you know, it's not like Chelsea weren't deserved winners. The headlines will be, of course, about the VAR and the referee decisions. But, you know, with certain performers of Chelsea, we can feel positive and also concerned and maybe turn to the transfer market. We had twice as many shots on target as they did. And yeah, like, you know, it was generally dominant. So let's timeline this. In the first half, Delap goes off injured in 14th minute. It's a hammy. Like, it wasn't a completely obliterated hammy. It wasn't stretched off, but it's weeks out. I know that fortunately there's 2 weeks now of international break where they can see how bad it is. Cole Palmer will be returning. He's not a striker. Of course, this happened on the day Nicholas Jackson is literally in Germany completing his move to Bayern Munich. Sod's law, this happens to Chelsea. We go from having no strikers to having too many strikers, and everyone's like, wow, why have they got 3 high-profile strikers and also like Shimweka and youngsters that can come in? Why have they got all the... Oh, wait, suddenly they've got no strikers again. No strikers. There's only João Pedro, who's been playing better in the number 10 role, really. He looks great as a striker, but he's a false 9 at best. More on him later. So we've gone from no strikers, far too many strikers, to no strikers. How is that even possible? So Tyreek George comes on to play as a centre forward, bless him, which really doesn't, do him any good. He's a great player, by the way. And then Josh King scores in the 23rd minute. Now, he's an 18-year-old forward, attacking midfielder forward, and he's been really exciting for Fulham. This is his first goal for Fulham as an 18-year-old. It's away at Club World Cup champions of the world, Chelsea, at Stamford Bridge. It's a great goal. It's a great finish. It's a great moment for the young man and for Fulham fans all around the world. It is ruled out because in the build-up, Trevoh Chalobah has the ball taken off him. Who is it? I can't remember exactly who it is. It's not... forgive me, I forget the Fulham player who takes it off him. But he Cruyff turns Chalobah and takes the ball cleanly. But as he's turning, not looking at where Trev is, his foot comes down on Trev's foot. It's really unfortunate. There's nothing you can do about it. He doesn't even know. He's done like a... he's Cruyffed him. He's done like a roulette. He's taken the ball. He's skilled him. He's done him, basically. But because his foot comes down on Trev's boot, it gets taken back and ruled as a disallowed goal. When you see it, you can see it as like a foot stamping on the foot, a foul. Yeah, I get it, and I kind of get why they've done it. I mean, they have done it. They analysed it meticulously, and they were like, these are against the rules. We benefited from it. I need to be honest here and show my authenticity. If that happened, if it was the other way around, we were Fulham fans playing away at Chelsea, this new star boy scored and that, and, he didn't deliver, the way his foot came down, I would be very upset as well. All the pundits and analysts were like, yeah, it shouldn't be a disallowed goal. I don't think it's necessarily this travesty, because it's not pre-VAR when they missed a howler. They meticulously analysed it and made that decision to disallow it. It's not right, but it's okay. I will take it to the bank. But commiseration, if this video finds Fulham fans, I know, Moises Caicedo gets a professional foul, gets booked. He was my man of the match. It was given to João Pedro, could have been either. And we get loads of extra time. Fulham fans are fuming. And of course, we score in the 49th minute. And it's an Enzo Fernandez to João Pedro corner. Now, at this point, Enzo Fernandez has been dropping an absolute stinker. There was loads of missed touches, poor interpretation of space for his runs. He hoofed the ball up the pitch at one point. In the Chelsea Boys WhatsApp group, Josh Avesta said as soon as he did that, Maresca was fuming. He told Andre to start, warming up immediately. We all thought Fernandez was going to get hooked at halftime. And then, of course, he assists João Pedro on this corner. Now, it's a great corner assist, but for me, just because you put in a good corner and you get an assist, that doesn't, systemically forgive an open play, 45-minute terrible performance. And this is not the first time he's done this season. I'm a little bit worried. I think he'll come good. He's still racking up the numbers, Enzo Fernandez. And while you got a goal and an assist, for the few people who have Enzo Fernandez in their fantasy Premier League, they'd be, very pleased with that, mate. Do you know what I mean? So he's still gathering the numbers, and you've got to be very, very happy about that. And, you know, he's wearing the armband a lot of the time, and I do really like him. But when he was making these poor decisions, he needs to sort that out because he can be so integral and so helpful to Chelsea. And it turns out he was again because of the numbers. But that first half, he dropped a stinker, and he sort of like pulled himself out of the fire, really. Okay, so time... Oh, there's my face. Time to talk about the second decision. The penalty awarded. Assist, well, by Trevoh Chalobah. Foul on Trevoh Chalobah. No, it was a handball. Why does it say Trevoh Chalobah? Because he kicked the ball against Sessegnon's hand? So look, it's a Sessegnon handball. And that it's a handball. If you look at that in isolation, his arms up here, his elbows at his ear height, the ball hits him there, it stops the ball from going into a dangerous area. It's a handball all diddly day long, which would mean a penalty. But of course, that's not the point of contention for Fulham fans. The ball hits João Pedro's hand just before that in the same sort of similar phase of play. But again, like the stamp on Trevoh Chalobah's foot that disallowed the Fulham goal, the nerds, the referees will say, well, the ball was kicked up so close to João Pedro's hand, there's nothing you could do about it, where perhaps Sessegnon had more distance and it was more like a horizontal ball travelling to his hand there. So again, that's what they will tell you. But again, if I was a Fulham fan, I would be very upset. I didn't make the decisions. I think we played well around the decisions and massively benefited off them against a really good opponent. But, there are two huge contentious talking points for those reasons. There you go, I've spoken about them. Enzo Fernandez steps up. I was certain João Pedro was going to take this because he took penalties for Brighton, scored a bunch, and everyone said he just scores penalties. But he scored 5 starts for Chelsea, 5 open play goals, all beauties. By the way, I didn't even talk about his finish. The ball from Enzo Fernandez on the corner was great, but the glancing header to the far post inside netting was an absolute beauty. Obrigado. Like, it was superb, man. His finishing is incredible, and like, really, really good in the air. Like, surprisingly so. I don't know how tall he is, but he doesn't look like a massive striker. He looks a bit more diminutive than anything, like a sort of small, maybe it's because of his play style, but he's incredibly good in the air, man. He's incredibly good. Anyway, I think João Pedro is going to take the penalty, but Enzo Fernandez, at the time, wearing the captain's armband, pulls rank. I think he was annoyed. It seemed like there was intel coming from inside Stamford Bridge that he looked really frustrated, Fernandez, maybe from how he played. So he's already got that assist. I think he took the ball out. Right, let me get an effing goal and sort out this perception of how I played in this game. And he does what you should do with penalties. If you try and be too clever, you give them a chance to save. He just kicked it really hard down the middle. And Leno, as an excellent keeper that he is, nearly does save it with his trailing feet. But it gets converted. Marco Silva makes a bunch of changes here. As you can see, we take off Steva, who played pretty well. Looks quite exciting for Gittins. And then more changes. The sub of Tariq George comes off. That could, by the way, be his last. And then Reece James to see out as well. That could be Tariq George's last performance. He looks really upset coming off, as he did last time coming off. I think he knows that's probably it, maybe. There will be... Let's talk about player performances, and then we can talk about transfer market ramifications. Sanchez, fine. He made one good save, but it turned out it was offside. Anyway, I thought Gusto was absolutely fantastic. Not inverting, as you can see there. Holding the width. He made excellent defensive contributions. Very, very pleased indeed. As did Trevoh Chalobah. He made amazing defensive interceptions and contributions. They were probably my pick of the back four. I know Tosin and Cucurella have got higher serve score ratings than Gusto, but I thought Gusto was excellent. I mean, Cucurella is always good. Tosin was getting grief. He's always very, very serviceable as well. Of course, Enzo Fernandez has got the higher rating here in midfield because of the goal and assist, but this guy is absolutely insane. Moises Caicedo, slide tackle and defensive interceptions in the box, amazing passes, amazing ball retention in the midfield. He keeps it when there's pressure. He never makes any mistakes. He rides a yellow card like no one else in world football. He'll get it early, especially in that role when you're really combative, you're really like an aggressor, and you can ride a yellow card like that and still do your job. Absolutely incredible. Just so good from Moises Caicedo. He was probably my man of the match, or joint man of the match. What am I doing? I'm clicking the wrong bloody finger. Look, Delap came off a hammy. We can't really analyse him. Pedro Neto, very serviceable. His good form continues. He's played on both sides. Stevao had exciting moments. He will have more exciting moments. This was a hard opponent at home at Stamford Bridge. He'll get chances in the league phase. He'll get better at Chelsea. João Pedro, like Caicedo, just different gravy granules, mate. Do you know what I mean? He got a goal off a 0.67 XG. He 53 touches. Only 5 ground duels won, but 2 out of 3 aerial duels. The thing is, like Caicedo as well, they both just won the eye test. Do you know what I mean? Like the flicks, the one touch, the off-the-line defensive contribution from João Pedro, just absolutely incredible. So pleased. Very good from both of them. And look, other than those two, Chelsea played okay, and some players had good moments, bad moments. It's a tough fixture, and we got away 2-0. We go into the international break, and we can analyse this. Fortunately, the transfer window is still open. Am I saying because of the Delap injury or because of viewed what happened here, are we going to make a transfer? I don't know. But the truth is, it's another game to analyse for the sporting directors, for Maresca, his coaching staff to say, this for me is the tipping point to sign, a Fermin Lopez. So we can play João Pedro as a striker, and we can play Fermin Lopez in behind him because Delap might take a few more weeks. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. So guys, let me know what you think. Please do leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you for supporting me. You can do that by liking the video, by subscribing, hitting the bell, dropping hype points, and if you want my take on all other football games unrelated to Chelsea, then do consider checking out the second channel, Football Yannick. Just search Football Yannick on YouTube. Right, lovely stuff. 3 points, 7 points, undefeated, international break. See you tomorrow.